Welcome back for another video. So the wildcard's active. Got some big decisions to make heading into double Gameweek 35 with the bench boost lined up for Gameweek 37. In this one I'll be running through the wildcard team and thoughts for this game week. There's a lot to talk about, including Palmer and Haaland being doubts this week. Before we get into it, I've collaborated with FPL Gameweek for this video, an essential tool for playing FPL. Enter your team ID on fplgameweek.com. Once you do that, you can view your live rank, live mini league standings. They've added a pitch view toggle as well, which is a really nice feature. It also includes effective ownership percentages here, so in a nutshell you know how important each player is for you. If you click transfers, you can see how many points you gained or lost of your transfers this week. You can also click live rank and you'll get a chart of your progress over the season and when you used your chips. They've got absolutely loads of features and I'm still discovering some new ones myself in honesty. For example, you can tap individual players for a breakdown of their points, their ownership in your league, and even expected data for previous matches. Anyway, there's tons of features, it's free to use, and check them out as they're also supportive of the channel. You'll find yourself using them every week before you know it. It works on your phone or computer. fplgameweek.com, link in the description. Let's start with a quick look at how double Gameweek 34 went. 110 points all out, which was a green arrow to take into the wildcard. I didn't quite keep pace with the free hitters, but a good enough score for a green. It's safe to say that free hit 29 was not the right play with the power of hindsight. I can't remember seeing such a swingy game week as Game Week 4 was for a long time. I've seen some scores in the 70s and 80s, but some over 190 points. The biggest score of all time was 226 points, and we came close to beating that, with the biggest score being 216 points with triple captain Mateta. They went from 370k to 16k in one go, crazy. Anyway, very happy with the transfers made, selling Son and Palmer for Elise and Eze for a 27 point gain. It was an incredible first match for Palace with double digit points from Elise, Eze and Mateta as they beat West Ham comfortably. And then Mateta with a brace in the second game for a 29 pointer, one of the biggest scores ever. Only Rooney and Kane have scored higher among forwards in all of FPL's history. Plenty of pain as well though, not owning White for his 26 pointer or Havertz and Erdegaard, who are also popular picks for the free hitters. And of course Salah blanking for a grand total of 3 points. He's going to be leaving the team on the wildcard, and I actually wonder if that'll be the last time I ever own him in FPL if he leaves Liverpool. Let us know in the comments how you got on. Let's get into the wildcard team. In goal I've gone with Petrovic. Although neither Tottenham or Chelsea's defence has been solid, one of Petrovic or Curry makes sense in the wildcard given the double Gameweek now and another in 37 for the bench boost. Chelsea are away to Villa and then home to Spurs. I don't have much confidence in a clean sheet here, but hopefully plenty of save points. Their double in 37 looks better, they're away to Forest and then Brighton. In defence I've gone with Cher, Pedro Porro and Romero. The challenge with Spurs is where to triple up. If you go double Spurs midfield then you have to sell someone like Gordon home to Sheffield United or Bruno home to Burnley. Gusto's got an issue with the ligaments in his knee so he seems too risky to pick, and therefore it's Petrovic in goal. Romero's the one I'm still not 100% sure on. They do have Burnley home in their first double Gameweek 37 fixture and then Sheffield United Gameweek 38. I also looked at Van der Ven for 4.4 mil. Comparing the two, Romero's got an expected goal involvement every 740 minutes to Van der Ven's 2,800 minutes. So I'll try and put myself in a position to get lucky with an attacking return. Romero does love a yellow though, so I could also be putting myself in a position to score 1 point from this week. Porro's been seen in training footage, so I'm hoping for a good update from Postecoglou in the Friday press conference. He's a much easier selection on the other hand, he's got a goal and 8 assists this season. The other challenge with Spurs' defence is they are away to Liverpool in Gameweek 36, so it's important to have good rotation lined up to bench them that week. If Trippier was fit, he'd definitely be in the team. Instead I've opted for Cher, who's the next most attacking defender. Cher's got 4 goals and 3 assists this season. Burn's not a bad pick either with 2 goals 2 assists, and a 1.2 mil price difference. They should both be nailed for the run-in. I picked Cher up before his price rise, so I've got him for 0.1 mil cheaper. Overall, Newcastle's defence has been terrible, however they've managed a couple of clean sheets in their last 3 and they are home to Sheffield United. Onto the midfield, which is Foden, Palmer, Son, Fernandes and Gordon. Palmer gets the armband assuming he's declared available for Gameweek 35, otherwise I'll switch it to Son. He reportedly missed the Arsenal game with illness, so hopefully he'll recover in time. Though to be honest, his ownership's going to be sky high, so it'd actually suit the wildcard as if he misses out. I'll be keeping a close eye on Chelsea's press conference for an update on Cole. Palmer's on 208 points for the season, just 9 less than Watkins despite 10 less starts. Although it's been a disappointing season in the league for Man United, Bruno's hitting form at just the right time, an 18 pointer in Gameweek 34, a 15 pointer in Gameweek 33. Since Gameweek 26, only Palmer, Havertz and White have got more points than Bruno's 72. He's home to Burnley and he's got a home double Gameweek against Arsenal and Newcastle in 37. You could make the case for keeping one single Gameweek player like Saka or buy Havertz or Odegaard who are in better form, but I think it's worth attacking the doubles with Bruno. Son's returns have dried up recently, but he's got to be in with 2 doubles to come. 4th top scorer midfielder still, after Palmer, Saka and Salah. Spurs have got a pretty brutal run of games to come, with Arsenal, Liverpool and Man City to play still. They could actually play a huge role in who wins the title this season, still to face the top 3. As I said, if Palmer's out for the double, then I'll captain Son and bench Palmer. It's not worth getting rid of Palmer. I couldn't wildcard without my boy Gordon in the team. He pulled me out the depths of the overall rankings after picking up on the Gameweek 7 wildcard, and he's back in for the final 4 game weeks against Sheffield United next. Sheffield United have conceded 92 goals in the Premier League this season, which is a record in a 38 game season. The previous record was 89 goals conceded by Derby County in the 07-08 season, who scored a record low points that year. Double Newcastle defence solves a lot of problems because the wildcard defence is really tricky, but there's irresistible upside in the attackers. It's Gameweek 35 now. Gordon's blanked once home all season. I'd like to think Foden starts all remaining games. The pressure's on City now after Arsenal won their games in hand. Forest, Wolves, Fulham, Tottenham and then West Ham their final run. A pretty easy run on paper, 2 of those are home games, 3 away. I'd love to have De Bruyne, but budget doesn't allow for it unless sacrificing Haaland, which I'm on the fence on. Onto the front 2, and let's discuss Haaland. It's Isak and Jackson up top. So I've got Haaland on the bench. It's been reported by some in the know accounts that he's not out for long. Not in the squad for the game against Brighton, and perhaps misses this weekend as well. Again, this could be advantage to wildcarders, as you can quite easily prepare for Haaland possibly missing Gameweek 35. By no means locked into captaining him in Gameweek 37 either, even if he's fit. Palmer and Son both solid options as well. Again, it's too good of a fixture to ignore double Newcastle attack, so Isak's in. And then they got Burnley in Gameweek 36 before the double in 37. Annoyingly, Wilson made the bench in the loss against Palace, and he was brought on at 65 minutes for Murphy. I'd like to think Gordon and Isak are both immune to rotation given their form, but it's not out of the question for Wilson to get a start over Isak at some point. Given the fixtures, I'll take my chances. And that brings us to Jackson. He swerved a yellow card somehow against Arsenal, which means no 2-match suspension. We were saying on the video from the weekend how he does a lot of the right things, good movement, pacey, but he severely lacks composure and finishing, and we saw more of the same against Arsenal. He had a big chance breaking free from Gabriel, and he took a shot near post, skewing it wide into the side netting. I do still think he's worth a go on the wildcard due to the sheer number of fixtures to play, and he has managed 15 returns this season, which isn't terrible. Anyone else buying Jackson this week, or am I losing the plot? It's worth mentioning that there's not exactly loads of forwards to choose from either. Solanke's got a couple of home games, but he still has to face Arsenal and Chelsea away. Watkins is the obvious one, though he's got no doubles and he still has to face Liverpool in Gameweek 37. Weighing everything up, I'm settled on the Jackson pick. The bench is Onana, Haaland, Vardy and Gabriel. I've got nothing left in the bank with this team. The Man City defenders is really tricky. Walker, Ruben and Vardy all seem like great picks. Stones is too injury prone for me, and Akanji's kind of a utility player. He can play the Walker role, the Stones role, or even just in centre back. I've had Ruben and Walker in some drafts, but I'm going with Vardy, which allows me to afford Romero over Van der Ven, so that's where I've landed. If Palmer and or Haaland are expected to miss Gameweek 36, then I'll have to consider a change in defence, because otherwise I'll have to play a Spurs defender against Liverpool in that scenario. Despite no doubles, Gabriel's in the team, as they're home to Bournemouth and Everton in Gameweek 36 and 38, though I don't blame anyone for picking up White if you've got the money. So this team gives me 6 doublers for Gameweek 35 and 14 doublers for Gameweek 37 if all goes to plan. It really does. Make no mistake, Man United's defence has been shocking, even conceding 2 to Sheffield United on Wednesday, but they'll be peppered with shots, so there is chance for save points to be had from Onana. Ederson's been in a few drafts as well, as he's the safest pick from the City defence. He should start all remaining games, but then which defenders do you buy in that scenario? I've considered Maguire and Dalot, but that is a trade-off in its own right. The intention would be to roll in Gameweek 36, which keeps me flexible for the double just in case. Ideally, I'd like to take 2 free transfers into Gameweek 38 because there's going to be lots of early team use and unexpected rotation. So that's where I'm at with the wildcard. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe. There's more FPL content to come before the deadline as we catch up with the experts and their wildcard teams. See you soon for the next one.